Hey everybody, it is your old pal Gunslinger. I know this is kind of weird seeing me make a YouTube video, like an actual video, not one of my albums being reposted. But I have a lot of stuff going on now. I mean, not have that play because that's probably copyrighted, and I mean, I don't really care. But anyways, so today I want to go over the music that I've released so far, give you a kind of guide to each individual project. Um, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me here because this might be a long-ish video. But I'll see what I can do. So, anyways, let's go to the. Oh wait, never mind. I gotta go here. So, uh, first I think it would be best to show off the albums here. So there's 4 albums that have been posted. Well, like 3 albums and an EP of sorts. So, uh, this right here is called The Frantic Resonance. This is a split I did with the good old Kelson. Right there, if you want to check out his channel. His music's pretty good. Anyways, so basically he did half the songs in the album. I did half. These are mine. Not bad. Not usually type of music. I mean, it's similar, but you'll see it's kind of different than the stuff I make. But pretty good starting place if anybody wants to check it out because it's a little bit lighter. So then there's these other 3 releases. I'll explain this one, and I'll kind of talk about these 2, but there's a lot going on with them, and I really don't want to, you know. Let's just say there's gonna be a lot more to come from those 2 albums. So we'll talk about Not the Man first, which is the second most recent album in terms of production. Sorry, let me put my phone to the side. So 5 tracks. One would think it would be an EP, but there's a couple longer songs, and it's about album length, give or take. So Sirens is a good intro to the album, kind of shows you what we have to offer with this album here. So kind of creepy, nice vibe. We'll fast forward a little. It's basically the same few notes and stuff throughout the song, just a little intro. The title track is one of my favorites. So very creepy. Obviously, a lot of the music isn't for everybody. I can totally understand that. Death of the Space Age is next. A lot of creepy synths. Empty Sounds is the longest on the album. It's a lot of ambient, creepy noises. This one's not for everybody. And lastly, I think the most accessible and my favorite, this is Canadian Girl. And put a little. So fast forward a little. The sequence doesn't repeat, so it's not like a 4-note sequence or a 8-note sequence or something. It's always changing. I really like it. No real structure to it. It's just a nice ambient track. Different than pretty much anything I've worked on before, but it's a special song. So, also want to mention really quickly, this is the split right here, up on the Bandcamp. I would put a link in the YouTube, but for whatever reason, the good old YouTube won't let me put links in the description, which sucks. This right here is the first real album I posted on here. This was a couple weeks ago, July 1st, so actually about a month ago. But this was another split with Kilo, and this was a single for it. Also, these are 2 singles here, so don't really need to talk about these. Hell Sounds we're going to get to last. I'm going to talk about these 2 right now. So, on my BandLab, which I'll show you here, there's a lot of tracks, right? These are some tracks I can use for things, some tracks I can't use for things. So, for example, say a track like, I don't know, maybe these 4. These are really long tracks, my first dipping of the toes, so to speak. These 2, the Rise tracks and the GXG tracks. First sort of attempt to dip my toes into the long form music ambient kind of style, and some of it worked, some of it didn't, and the elements that worked I kind of kept. The elements that didn't work, which mainly is that these songs I can't really make money off of, so this is just kind of to show you, so we're all good. I'm going to private these all, because I just realized I can't have them up, and it wouldn't be right to, but I'll explain. So, a lot of these, actually, my bad, I got these confused. So, basically, some of the stuff I made whenever I didn't have FL Studios Premium, and while the songs itself are, still valid, they're just, they weren't valid until I bought the premium thing. And one of the songs I did, which I didn't include on this unreleased works, just to be safe, I didn't even include these, even though I know these are safe. These, through those, including these, are safe in these. But there's one I don't remember the name of, but I can't include it because it has a synth pack I haven't purchased, and I don't want to be a fucking dick. Also, I can't include things like this, there's two Nine Inch Nails covers right here. I can't include those because they're covers, and I don't really. Obviously, there's nothing wrong, but I just don't feel like doing it. Anyways, this is the first part of everything I've done, basically. So this is 46 songs. Some of them are like 16 seconds, and they're something like this. That's the whole song. Some of them are things like, I don't know, the classic Bomb song. Full form song. And then this is similar things, except a lot of these are things I've actually played, so I'll play, this is a favorite of mine, to be honest with you. That's all bass. Harmonics. And some other stuff here. Theremin, kind of solo. So Theremin's pretty cool. So yeah, not too much to offer for these, I'll be completely honest. Not for a new listener, I suppose. But anyways, so this is probably out of these, which are archived releases, this is probably what I'm most proud of, to be completely honest. This is from the video game Kilo and I worked on, called Abandoned Nights at Brian's. I mostly did the soundtrack. He did as well, and he did all the coding. As it states here, basically I was going to include the songs on these, but then I felt there was a disconnect from these two albums, because, to be honest, a lot of the stuff here is just not very good. And these tracks I'm still extremely proud of today. Like, it sounds really good. Sections is something I'm still very proud of to this day. This as well. So I don't want to include these on one of these, because it'll almost disregard the work. I'm so proud of these. So, Jerk was almost similar to this. It was a compilation of a lot of stuff. I have the stuff I could upload. Some of the more weird covers of, like, I did a Radiohead cover of Idiotech and a cover of a Rush song called Le Ville Strangiato. It's kind of hard to pronounce. It's a mix of, I think, Spanish and Italian. So, which I do speak a little bit of Italian, so I should have been able to pronounce that better, but nah, fuck it. Anyways, basically, cut off some of the AI stuff that I did. There were some Mellow Bites things, which a couple of these in here are Mellow Bites, but I'm really proud of them because they just sound so creepy and cool. But, and then lastly, before we get to the meat and potatoes of the video, so to speak, is the release of this album right here called A Night to Be Remembered. So, basically, I don't know why it's doing that. To sum it up real simply, this is an album that I was working on last year and this year. And let me figure out why it's doing that. That's really weird. But anyways, to get to the point, album I made last year, I didn't finish it because, some parts of it I was proud of. Don't get me wrong. Some parts I was very proud of. Other parts, not so much. So, I wasn't really sure what to keep and what not to. And I felt like it would be a good time to release it now, because a lot of the stuff hasn't been heard by anybody. Some of the stuff is really good, stuff I'm really proud of. I actually used this for a scratch cam right there. And I don't have it pulled up, but I actually had a doc detailing all of the shit I felt was right to include. I have to make sure this isn't going to mess with anything. I don't know why it would, but I did have to delete a ton of the shit from there. So anyways, let's update that, and we'll give it a shot just to make sure it doesn't, mess up. But basically, unreleased album, not much more to say. We'll play this. Play this. We'll do, oh no, Jupiter's a cool track. I like Moon better a little. So just had to test a few. Anyways, let's get into the big part of this. So there's two companion albums, or there's one album and there's a companion album, I should say. St. Michael is the big album, and Hell Sounds is its companion album of sorts. So it says, companion piece to the St. Michael albums. Basically, I'm not going to get into the story because I'll probably make a video whenever all the albums are out trying to help explain it, because there's not much to go off of except for titles and feel and a little bit of biblical knowledge and stuff. This album was inspired by St. Michael, who is my favorite saint, also favorite, archangel, but nonetheless, I thought it would be cool to make an album of him, so it kind of combines my love of, kind of, theology and obscure biblical things, and I put all this stuff together, including some Christian fiction, like there's references to Dante's Inferno and other parts of the Bible, like Lazarus has nothing to do with the book of Revelations, which is what this is detailed in, when Michael overcame the devil, and it's an interesting story. So I kind of wanted to do my own take on it, and you guys will see more about this in the coming months. It's going to take a while because this is part 1. I plan at least doing 2 more parts, so I already have some stuff made for those. But anyways, Hell Sounds is sort of like the anti-album to this. This is like alpha, this would be omega of sorts, if that makes sense. This is, actually I should probably play some of my favorites. So this is... So I wanted to play that because one wouldn't think of that as a very, holy, whatever song. Very kind of beautiful, angel-like sound. But I think whenever I made it, I was thinking a lot about how I hate referencing this because it's just been taken and beaten to a pulp by stupid people on the internet. And some smart people, obviously, but mostly stupid people. And they joke about how, like they see the picture of what the angels look like, or the biblically accurate angels, or whatever the hell. And they said, this is why Gabriel told Mary not to be afraid. And it's like, okay, well, just shut up. And I've always found this profound beauty in the biblically accurate angels, if you want to call it that, the thrones to be exact, which I will pull up a picture. There are these wheels within wheels with eyes and fire, and they're so beautiful, and they're fierce, and they are the protectors of God, and they're these incredible creatures. And I kind of thought about that in, the line "Do not be afraid" when I was making this, and how, there's this kind of beauty and safety in this track because it's an angel, but it's not like a baby angel like you would see, like I think cherubim is what they're called, which look nothing like what you think they would look like, the little baby angels, obviously. But it's this fierce but kind of comforting, beautiful track, and like just to really show how cool, Archangel Michael is. There's some more prog rock stuff like that. I mean, various different things, ambient stuff. Like I really like Wormwood. This is an interesting track. Michael's Overture is cool. Just wanted to sample that. And kind of the anti-album, like I was discussing, is Hell Sounds. So this is like doesn't really have its own story, but it's more of a concept album in the fact that all these sounds are like sounds from hell. Whenever I started making it, I had the idea of it being sort of a rock opera of sorts, where the album starts with someone dying, and this is supposed to be the the life support machine kind of dying off, I suppose, in, you know, worms, and then there's a theme to the album. This is kind of creepy. So a lot of creepy ambient stuff here. So yeah, basically this is supposed to be the opposite of this album. It's not supposed to be beautiful. It's not supposed to be comforting. It's supposed to be just uncomfortable and frightening and just evil and relentless and brutal. And I really like it. It just kind of shows you what's going on sort of the other side of the coin. Sort of. I mean, obviously there are some of those tracks that are kind of blended, but they're not as scary. For example, The Beast is not a scary track. It does have some vocal, or I guess vocals, some spoken word segments from various works of Christian fiction and the Bible itself, if I remember correctly. Actually, a few of them do. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys because I know not everybody is interested. I shouldn't have said it like that. You know what I mean? Interested in this stuff like I am, and I kind of wanted to explain it. Obviously, I didn't do the whole thing justice yet. I'm gonna make its own video. Maybe a recap of the story. Once we get to Michael Part 2, and I'll maybe update you on that. But I'm really proud of this. So everybody, make sure you go check out Saint Michael Part 1 on YouTube. And Hell Sounds, really. And other stuff, of course. Check out Kilo, you know. But really, mainly, check out Saint Michael. It is something I've been working on for a while. I am unfathomably proud of it. If you guys don't know, I am, obviously, as you can tell, I am a Christian. And, you know, this is sort of like a... I mean, I guess you can say it's almost like a shout out to my, you know, my faith, I suppose. It's just, you know, showing off a cool piece of art that isn't like these just grotesque, like, gospel rock songs about how, like, God is so awesome. And like, it's almost like, you know, it just shows you how cool things truly are. So I thought this would be some interesting stuff to talk about on the video. Obviously, I don't make many YouTube videos like this, but I felt like it was really appropriate to make one for this just because it's such a complex topic. And anyways, there's going to be more to come from this. So thanks, guys, for watching. This is a very long video, but I appreciate you all. So have a good night. See you guys.